What have I done to my Boulevard since I bought it? To start here, the windshield, the front windshield, I actually narrowed it in. I cut the sides out, and then also from the top all the way around. And the headlight was my most recent. You could tell it's sitting much more flush. It was sticking out way much more before. I also added some fog lights. And right below it is the turn signal. The original ones used to be right here, sticking out. So if we're talking about that, right here is a homemade lower fork. What do they call that? And I made those out of store shelving brackets. If you look closely, you might be able to tell. And then I just welded it together, two pieces together. Didn't have to do much. Then to the front fender. What did I do to them? Why did they look different, right? I actually lowered them. And I lowered it just a little bit too much, but it looks badass in my opinion. Burned through the top. It gave me a reason to do some customization to it. Painted my stock calipers. Sanded the front rotors to take off that ugly silver that they have on there. I added these front two-stroke used fork to make a highway peg or a footrest. Attached to them is my fake air horn. It's louder than stock, sounds better than stock. Right in front of it is some cheap LED lights. I've had different setup here, and throughout the years I change them out as I feel. And then over here used to be the pair valve. It used to be a smog emission crap that was hooked up to the two jugs here. It was a cool little chrome looking piece. I like the chrome part, but then after a while, again, like anything else, right, you get sick of it after a while. This chrome piece is actually my extension of my foot shifter, and I just welded it over here. Took off all of the rubber mounts. I did a video a while back, you know, especially when I wear boots. This thing used to curve right here, and it used to sit like this. And if you have anything bigger than a size 8 or 9, it would always get in the way. So all I did was bent it and cut that off and then re-weld it. As you can see, I got this chrome piece. I got this piece chromed out. Moving along, it's the gas tank. I made some tank risers to get the height that I want, to sit more like a chopper, just to get that chopper look. In front of it is a 20, I want to say 20, if I can see, 221 mil socket as a handlebar riser, and it works. Got my phone mount right above it. You know, when you do mods, you gotta add stickers. That added a few horsepower, a few ponies. And this was a cheap Chinese, I mean, this was like seriously cheap, used. It's like $2 a friend just gave me. It's plastic, unfortunately, but what do you want for $2, right? And I think new is like $4 or $5. I modded the rear view mirror. If you have a Boulevard, you might notice mine is sitting quite low. Over here the seat is gone. That's just foam padding. Foam padding. This is looking like this because I was just getting ready for this big trip next week, actually. Heading out to Baytown, solo ride, got my camera, and it actually feels pretty good sitting against this the way this is. Looks ugly, but this is just for the trip. A place to hold that. Right below it is a recent travel bag I made that mounts to the old foot peg, extends out. So the bag rests on that, doesn't get into the wheels. What do you want to call this here? Side luggage rack, side protector. This was actually from a Chinese bike, the rear luggage. I just cut it in half and I put one on each side. Below it, on this side, is my license plate bracket that I welded up, and this fake swing arm that I got chromed out. This is actually, I was gonna actually get the rear drive chromed out, but I was recommended to not and just get it polished. They said that less than a year it was gonna crack, so I didn't do that. The bike is lowered. I want to say it's lowered about 3, if not 3.5 inches. It's quite low, although it's sitting on the center stand right now. Again, some Shark Power sticker for a few sharp horsepower. Above the rear fender, I got the speaker. Man, I never thought I wanted to have music riding a motorcycle, but I'll tell you, once you have it, it's hard to go back, man. The rear light, my chrome bezel broke, so I figured, you know what, leave it out, and it actually gave it more of a look that I prefer, which is more of a ratty look, just, you know, used patina, if I could use it with that. Patina, I think it's only for paint, but oh well, you know what I mean. Here we got the Skull knockoff Super Trap exhaust, and this pipe is actually stock. All I did was gut it, cut it, and angled it up, and I have to thank my friend for giving me a pair of pipes. So this is the only one that I had to use, because the other one was, I think it was shorter or longer, but this really sets it off. It really makes it look a lot better. I do wish that this was a bit longer, but again, for now, from the side, you know, you can actually see the turn signal and the brake light. It actually works. The rear drums are chromed out or polished. And the rear brake bracket is chromed. I have a voltmeter, which is charging at the moment. This side, I also removed the stock air filter. You can see it's gone. I pretty much just eliminate it and then just add some form of filter. And I've ridden it over almost 2,000 kilometers and it's been fine. Trimmed out the rubber foot and brake pedal padding. I believe I got everything, man. I believe I got everything. So what I just described to you is pretty much what I've done. So it's pretty much a stock bike, but with a little bit of my own little twist to it, man. You know, there's a Thai saying, they say, if it's stock, they'd rather walk. Right? And I kind of have to agree with that. I don't think I ever left anything untouched. Alright, that is it. Have any comments? In case I missed anything, you guys want to know about anything? Drop it down in the comment. And while I'm at it, I want to say thanks for all my followers. I'm happy to see that you guys can actually use some of the video as a informative, technical, or do-it-yourself guidance. I'm not a mechanic by any means, just a do-it-yourselfer, man. Alright, I'm out of here, guys.